back to my YouTube channel. Today I'm going to be drawing characters I remind you guys of. I asked everyone who I remind you of in my community tab and you guys answered. Thank you so much to everyone that submitted. And I'm going to be drawing two of those characters, the first one being my Melody. So getting started on the drawing, I didn't really know what I wanted to do exactly with the pose for my Melody. I just wanted her to look really cute. The person who submitted my Melody is named Milky Moon. And they said that I remind them of my Melody because in their words they said that I'm soft, cheery, a bit shy, upbeat, and sweet. Oh, thank you so much. Every character that you guys gave me was so nice and I was honestly so flattered by all of them. But I was excited to draw my Melody because not only is she really adorable, but also because I have been watching the anime Onegai My Melody. If you are a bigger fan of my channel, I guess if you are really into watching my videos, you would already know this. But I really like the show and I think it's super adorable. I'm also adoring season 2. It might be even better than season 1 so far. I kept the line art really simple. I was thinking of making it more gritty, but I decided to make it a bit smoother because I felt like in the end that honestly looks a bit cuter. And I made the background super simple. It's just a bunch of sparkly little brushes and stuff to give it a lot of color and interest. I am almost done and I am going to draw the second character in just a moment. But we need a couple more effects to make this cutesy little illustration of my Melody completed. I absolutely love my Melody's colors because she's just so pastel and cute, and I don't usually draw just simple little animal characters, so this was a fun little change of pace. I thought of adding some more details, but I think simple was better in this illustration, so I didn't really add any extra details, I just kept it the way it was. Well, now I am done with my Melody, so let's move on to the next character. The next character I'm drawing is Angel Cake from Strawberry Shortcake. So let's get right into it and begin the illustration. So for the picture, I wanted to do something that looked very sweet and adorable. The pose is pretty simple. She just has one hand on her overalls and the other one just kind of at her face in a sort of cutesy look. And the version of Angel Cake that I'm drawing is the version from the 2003 show. I feel like it's the most iconic design and definitely the one I personally remember the most. I don't know what version the person who submitted this meant because they didn't say. Actually, the person that submitted this is Mary's Sketchbook, who, if you've been watching my videos, you would know that in my last one I made her fan art. But in this one, I am drawing a character that she thinks of when she thinks of me, which I just think is funny. She also is reminded of me when she thinks of Angel Cake because of how she thinks that she is very sweet and she thinks that I am also very sweet as well, which I think is funny because every character you guys were giving me were all because they were so sweet or nice, which I don't know, I'm just very flattered, thank you guys. But I think something funny about Angel Cake is although she is very nice, she can sometimes get annoyed or have a bit of a temper, which I think I can be like that too, especially with my siblings. I'm the oldest, and I feel like as the oldest child, sometimes I kind of try to be a parent because it's they're my siblings and I want to make sure they listen or be good or whatever. And some other situations too, I just feel like I sometimes have a bit of a temper. So I think this character suits me even more because she can be very shy and sweet, but she can also sometimes get annoyed and have a bit of a temper, which I don't know, I just relate to her a good bit, so I thought that was funny that she was so suiting to me. And so for drawing the stripes, I did not really like drawing the stripes because I think stripes are confusing. Patterns on clothing really confuses me because I never know how to draw them with the folds of the clothing, if that makes any sense. So I had a bit of trouble, but I think it turned out decent enough. I did my best, and it was very interesting drawing her because I looked it up, and online it says that she's supposed to be about 9 years old, and I usually draw either teens or adults, so it was really interesting drawing a child because she's literally a 9-year-old. But although it was interesting drawing her, I honestly feel like I didn't draw it very different than how I usually draw my regular characters, when I draw the teens or adults. I just give her a bigger head, really. But still, I think it was interesting because I was trying to keep it in mind when I was drawing her. I was trying to make her very large-eyed and just look really cute was my goal. She has just the cutest hair, so I had fun with that. The only thing I don't really like about her hair is that she doesn't really have bangs. I do not enjoy not drawing bangs, So it was a bit strange just drawing that one tuft of hair that she has that's like peeking out from under her hat. It's not within my normal style, but I mean, it wasn't that hard to draw, and I think it turned out looking good anyways, so it's not like a big deal, but just something that while I was drawing it, I was kind of like, ugh, I want to draw bangs, but I couldn't. You know, this is the last time in one of my videos I am going to use this fall background I have. Like, you see the pumpkin and like the coffee mug and the leaf. In my next video, it's going to be the first day of winter when I make my next full-length video, so you guys are going to be seeing the winter background, which is blue. It's always a bit strange switching to the different season backgrounds because I get so used to like the certain color. Like, everything has been this really pale orange color, but now the background every video is going to be a blue color all the way until spring. So yeah. I considered giving her certain eyebrows to make her like look kind of sad because I thought that might make her look more innocent or cute. And then here I was also messing a whole lot with like the shape of her chin because I felt like the shape of her chin looked a bit like the liner I had done was a bit squiggly. It didn't really look smooth and I didn't feel like it looked the best. So I wanted to fix it, but I feel like I experimented with so much and got like nowhere with it. For the longest time, I just kept doing different types of lines and doing this and that, and it just wasn't looking right. Eventually, I think I got it to work, but to be honest, it wasn't very different than how it had been originally. It was pretty much already good the way it was, and I think I was a little bit over-experimenting. I did give her these eyebrows, which I think I ended up keeping these exact eyebrows that I have here. I thought they looked cute, and they suited her pretty well. So instead of giving her those sort of sad looking eyebrows to make her look more innocent, she looks a bit happier in this illustration, but I think it looks nice. In a second here, I'm going to do the background, which I had no clue whatsoever what to do for the background, so I just did like random stuff. So first I put this purple behind her, and then I got this brush of like these random beads and then blurred them, and then a bunch of other random brushes of color. And I think those random brushes of color are actually really cute. I think that the way that the colors in the background turned out look really adorable and like sweet. I'm just happy with how they look because I think it makes the overall picture look a little bit more interesting. And it just makes me happy looking at it. I messed with where her eyes were placed because I felt like they weren't quite even and weren't quite the best looking. But I feel like I got it to work in the end, and I decided to make her have a tongue sticking out. I wasn't sure if it would look cute, but honestly I think it looks way cuter than how it looked before. It makes it look a bit more playful and less simple. I definitely think it was worth it, but it was a bit risky to do. I don't think I did a whole lot more. I was just kind of putting as many brushes on it as I could and trying to make it look as interesting as I could. So you're just gonna see a few more final touches. And here we are. Here is the finished pictures. You're gonna also see the picture of my melody. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys enjoyed this video, please go ahead, like, subscribe, and I'm gonna see you in the next video. Thank you again for watching. Bye for now.